Good evening, everyone. I am Pasboel, the CEO of the GCCcoin.com. I have 24 years of experience in various industries, making several companies worldwide, and of course running them, including manufacturing companies. And I even spent 6 years in Japan every second month building up a company over there. So I'm a world traveler, and I understand a lot about different cultures in the world. And the first company that I made abroad, because I'm originally from Denmark, was in '91, and the first offshore companies that I made was in 2001. I'm a perfectionist with attention to details, which of course also is a big matter in this case of the GCC coin. My mission is to give back to everyone, which means our planet, the nature and the wildlife. We need to do something about what is happening in the world. And it's also important for me to give to people in far distant places which have problems, could be with supplies, could be in different ways, and also people and kids especially, which would like to learn some technical things. So with 3D printing we would help in technical schools and so on. I've been working with the GCC coin project for 2.5 years. I personally used over 10,000 hours on it and some millions. Back in 2009 and 10, my brother built his own 3D printer, and we were also talking a lot about Bitcoin and cryptocurrency back then. I thought it was great. It was not the timing at this time, but I was dealing a lot with product development and manufacturing, and could see the process getting much faster from a prototype or an idea to the actually product. So I was of course thinking about this for a while, and then 2.5 years ago I then started everything up. I just wanted to make a different kind of company, because now I had made several companies, and I would like to make a company which was based on network marketing techniques, but better for the people working with it. And so what we do here is that we are rethinking money, we are rethinking manufacturing, and in some way also logistics. Why the cryptocurrency, and why do I call it the people's money? Because we want to make a global cryptocurrency, one type of payment that you can use no matter which country you're from, accepted in any country, no matter where you're from, all over. This cryptocurrency have almost no fees compared to banks or other possibilities of transferring money. It's much faster. It's actually more or less instant. You can do it to anyone, no matter where you are in the world and where they are in the world. You can send even the smallest amount, which means you don't have a fee of 15 euro or 15% of what you're sending, but you can even send 5 euro from one mobile to the next instantly, and only with a small fee. So that's very, very interesting. So next part about cryptocurrency is, for example, restrictions in countries or banks, and that you're not allowed to send because of different reasons. Here there are no restrictions, and it's more or less incognito, so anonymous when you're sending your money. So 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, you can send money to anywhere in the world without any restrictions and no normal banking fees, because this do not go through the normal banking system. The first original cryptocurrency is called Bitcoin, and it was developed some years back, and today this first original let's call it the cult of the cryptocurrency, have a value of around 350 euro. What I would like to do is I would like to create a new era of liberty. I want to free the people from the controlled and the expensive systems we know of today. It's our vision to become the most powerful and admired and widely used cryptocurrency in the world. But not just a cryptocurrency. We want to be a green cryptocurrency. And we are a green cryptocurrency. Because a part of every single transaction made with it goes to nature. And in the mining process, when making the GCC coin, it also, a part of this goes to a special wallet, which goes to green purposes and CO2 neutralization. So I am in this to write history. I want to change the way we do things. I'm not in this to earn some money on it. That's not the point here. The point is we want to change things the way we do it today. And when we go back to this part where I said I have been making many traditional companies and manufacturing companies and so on during the years, then when I said, okay, I want to make a different company based on network marketing concepts and techniques, because I've been working in network marketing myself too, since the middle of the 90s. The thing is that I don't want that people get flushing on their accounts if they're not active. So in this company, TheGCCcoin.com, there is no flushing. There is no weekly fees that you have to pay. There's no monthly fees that you have to pay. There is not that you have to sell something every week or every month to stay active. There's no freely forced product packages that you should buy for yourself. So not retail products, but even for yourself. So there's no auto ship. So when you start up in this company, after you join, you do not have any further payments. So you will always be active and you always accumulate points. Instead, the GCC coin have decided to give you PVs, so personal volume points. You can take a look at my CEO concept talk and our presentations for more details. Here you can see what I'm talking about. The thing is that we will actually give you money by the PVs from the ecosystem we are creating, and I'll get back to that. So right now we have the GCC coin which have a value around 0.10 euro, so 10 euro cents. And that was the value that's when we released the internal value the 12th of September. We had placed the bar at this price. And people have been agreeing quite much about this. And we have been rising around, let's say around 40%. But of course this is, it's dependent on the people who are in this business totally. It's not the company who do something about this. This is a free market. This is a matter of supply and demand. So the more people who are joining and the more people who say, well, I would not like to sell at this moment, the more the value will increase. The more people who will think, let's say short term, I want to sell and take money out, that's of course all right, but the more people who do that, the more the price will stay down. So, well, we recommend, of course, that you will think long term in this business, but it's up to you. But I think that there probably will be a good possibility of a value increase during the time from now and until the 27th of September 2017, where we have expected our public release of our coin. So it's simply a matter of supply and demand, the market. It's the affiliates who decide everything. So to run this business, it's actually quite simple. It's very complicated, all the things that we are doing, but for you, it's really simple. All you need is yourself and a smartphone, could be a laptop, but we want to give people the freedom to be wherever you want to be, not to sit in some office, some place, and have to open the door every morning at 8 or 9 or 10 and sit there and wait and hope that a client come in. But actually, you could be traveling the world and sign up people wherever you want. It could be in the airport, on the beach, or wherever you are. So the thing is that we don't demand any money from you after joining. This I explained before, right? So you will get PVs from 3 products of our ecosystem's 24 products, no matter what. So they will accumulate even on bronze packages. So we are delivering from the ecosystem to you PVs. Those PVs are accumulated even if you haven't sponsored anyone yet. Do you believe that might be other people that could find this interesting? Well, the way that we do it is that we are creating an ecosystem, and we have a lot of programmers here sitting working on this, and we're making a number of websites. 24 different is planned here during this period from now on until our launch. And the thing that we do here at TheGCCcoin.com is that we are creating both sellers and buyers of our GCC, so that we will get a stable currency and it's actually used, so utilized all the time. So these 24 planned products is simply supporting the value and the stability of the coin. So people can actually use their e-money because it's accepted. So if you think transactions and then think volume, then think, well, 0.088% of all this sales in this ecosystem 24. If we divide that in different ways, and now we can go to the PVs and say, okay, so the transactions which are made create these PVs also in the system. So the 0.088 is a basic fees which will go on every transaction made. Then 0.024% goes to you, and equally the same 0.024% goes to the nature. That means that every time somebody sells something somewhere, the network will earn money, which means you. And the nature will be equally benefited. So it's actually cool to make money because we will help the nature at the same time. Regarding PVs, well, it's like this, that you can have 2 silvers or a couple of golds to be able to earn the different bonus levels. So the binary bonus from the structure will be accumulating as soon as you're at least a silver and having 1 silver in each of your legs. Regarding the gold, then it's like this, that you'll also be able to get matching bonus. There you should be a gold and have 2 golds in your structure that you sponsored yourself, but they don't have to be in the same leg. They can be 1 in each leg, or they can be 2 in the same leg. That's totally up to you. So you will earn PVs from all these people. You will earn sponsor bonuses and so on and so on. But it's not like this, that if you're a silver and you sponsor a gold, that you will not get the sponsoring bonus or the PVs or whatever something. No, it doesn't matter. you'll also get your part if you are silver and you are finding a gold. So the sponsor bonus still goes to you. So can you imagine with just a system like this how much environmental impact we can actually have together? How much we can help the planet? Because I'm actually really interested in the green part. And I know that our CTO is also very interested in this. So 0.024% of all the transactions goes to the nature. And I'm sure that our CTO will talk more about this. So start to simply recommend the people's money and get rewarded. So my personal mission is to continuously develop this safety net under and around the ecosystem. So we want to create a very stable cryptocurrency, which are launching on the world market and being supported by an ecosystem which is already there. That means a lot of people out there will already be using the GCC coin in the ecosystem. Everybody will be rewarded to tell about it. Can you imagine what that will make of difference when you have both the sellers and the buyers ready when you're launching on the public market? Do you want to be part of such a big thing? Part of that expansion, what it's going to be? I can mention one of the ecosystem products that I was talking about before. There are several of them already planned, and some of you already know about them. But the 3D printing, this is a very important part. 3D printing, it's like you have a normal printer. This printer just looks a little bit different. You print your object out in a 3D shape. So it can be PLA, ABS, partly of wood, it can even be metal, gold. So you can print out a thing you can take in your hand. What we're doing is we're creating the biggest 3D hub in the world, with the biggest 3D library, with drawings, with parts, with spare parts, with everything like that. And every time somebody will be ordering and doing something on this 3D hub, it will be green, because people will be sending from one side of the planet to the other. So there will be no transport time, no cost of different. But if it goes from Tokyo to Copenhagen in Europe, then it will come instantly to that printer and be printed out in whatever material that was ordered. And when that happens, there's a CO2 neutralization calculation of it, so helping the nature. And of course, of the transactions, the network earn money. So if I'm saying to you that 20% of the entire production in the world, so 20% of the entire manufacturing in the world will be 3D printed in or within 10 years, then imagine how much that is. So let's just say for a moment that we have a lot of centers around. And let's just say that there is just 8,000 centers. That's not a lot, but okay. And they only print 2 prints per day. And it's just some gadgets thing that the kids can play with, or they think it's funny to send to each other. So just this, and it's only active like 24 days a month. Then think, if 0.0% of that, because that will actually become 14.5 million euro. So 0.024% of that will be 350,000 euro. So if we divided this with the 3D affiliates, the platinum 3D affiliates, then they would get 100 euro each in PV. See, that's really interesting. I guess you can see the numbers on the screen here now. But I have actually decided, like right now here, that let's make it like this, that until we release the GCC coin publicly, that everyone in the organization will benefit from this 3D hub until our public release of the coin. People know that we're working extensively on this hub, and it's going to be a great thing. So actually I think I would like to share this with every one of you, meaning that you will get the free PV points, personal points, no matter if you're even a bronze, and even if you haven't sponsored anyone yourself yet. See, that's, I think, is great. In my opinion, it's the best opportunity in the network marketing concept out there, but well, it's up to you to decide, but I think this is cool. I will tell you a little bit about some new stuff. I know that our CTO, Mira, will go through the details, but I could just mention a few of the things here for you. So we have simplified the GCC club, so the distribution of the GCC coins. And there are some cool packages, and I would like to mention two of them here. There's a monthly release package where you get all your GCC coins to the value of 0.10 euro cent. So 0.10 euro, so 10 euro cents, until the 31st of December this year. That's a really interesting thing. But it's a monthly to after release package. This means that when we release the 27th of September 2017, the first Sunday after that, the first pre-circle after that, you will get your coins released, but you will get all those coins for that price until the 31st of December this year. So that's also cool. The next thing, the loyalty upfront release package. So here you will also receive your coins for the 0.10, but because you do it up front, we'll give you an extra 100% on the top after release. That means actually that if you have, like, let's say, imagine you use let's say around 600 euro in the GCC club now, then you don't have only the 6,000 coins which you bought at 0.10, which might have a value of enough to buy a cup of coffee at this time, but you will actually have 12,000 GCC coins with that value. See, this I think is great. Or what? I mean, this is great. Of course, I will recommend you to escrow the GCC coins until after release, so that we can enter the public market with a huge market cap of coins and get influence on the cryptocurrency market together with Bitcoin. We want to get up there together with them. We want this to be used for daily payments, these small micro payments. This is what we want. This is a long-term thing. So I personally don't wish to have a very large, very high value of the GCC coin for one coin. Just enough for a cup of coffee. But have to be stable and have to be supported by our ecosystem, because we have actual users. Yeah? So we're talking about a long-term, stable cryptocurrency. So now we talked a lot about the 3D hub a moment ago. We actually put it on hold for a little bit to speed up some other internal sellable products and cool things for you in the network. So we decided to make your business easier and grow faster. And I'm sure that Mira, our Chief Technical Officer, also will tell you more about the details on that one. But it's about a landing page, it's about an autoresponder, it's a cool town. She will explain you more about this. And please do not forget that since the time when we made our first pre-launch, the 10th of April last year that we also launched our free educational cryptocurrency academy site. There's a lot of information in there. There's actually different levels that you can educate yourself to. We will of course update with more recent information all the time. We have a lot of people here in the company looking into all those things. But take a look at those free information, because there we put simply everything what is on the internet, or at least we're trying to, everything what is really interesting, we put it into one site. So we use hundreds and hundreds of hours to find all the relevant and the best info for you and put it on one site. But it's not a TheGCCcoin site, it's totally neutral. It's about Bitcoins and Litecoins and Dogecoins and all the other cryptocurrencies out there. Because in my world, all cryptocurrencies, we should somehow support each other. Because cryptocurrency is here to stay. And the people and the banks and so on that will not understand that, they will make a mistake. So this is a thing, this is the payment method. The American IRS say that it is a value. It's have to be considered like it's almost a gold. It's like a cryptocurrency. It's not like in a bank where you can just print again and make more of them. We have limited ourselves to 24 billion coins. Just like you cannot keep on digging gold everywhere, there will come an end and there's nothing more. This is making this TheGCCcoin stable. So, take a look at the Academy site. Of course, everything is for free. We want to do everything we can for the community. And actually, I would like to give the word now to our CTO, Mira Peltomäki. And she will explain you a lot of cool things we're working with. And yeah, we're really working on a lot of things. So take a good listen to what she has to say. So thank you everybody, and goodbye, and see you next time. Yeah, bye.
Hello everybody, and my name is Mira Peltomäki, and I am the Chief Technical Officer of the GCC Group. Actually, in fact, people call me a green CTO, and there's a reason for that, and I will be telling you during this little presentation all about that. But if we first will go through the little bit more technical part. Actually, I think I will start by presenting myself. So I went into IT when I was 19 years old. I've been working actually for a really long time, 27 years almost, for a very large IT corporation. And I had various roles, most of them leading roles, and the last 14 years I was working for research and development projects, where I had customers from everything from TV stations, research organizations, universities, large banks, airlines, and so on. I also have a couple of my own businesses, so IT is really nothing new for me. I'm really a hands-on person, and I don't just like to tell my guys what to do. I actually like to take active part in discussion and in the decision making of where we are going to go, both with the development of the software and also when it comes to our research and development. Here at the TheGCCcoin, we have recently had a lot of shifts in the priorities. And we have received a lot of questions from people about when are we going to release this feature and when we're going to release that feature. One of the things I have to tell you right now is that sometimes those questions are very easy to answer, and the answer will be, I'm working on it. It will be done once we are done with the testing. Other times, I will not be able to give you a precise answer. The reason for this is that what people don't realize is that although maybe developing one single feature will only take a day or two, you always have to test it afterwards. And you have to make sure that everything that you have made before also keeps on working and you haven't broken anything. on top of that, you have to sometimes make things in a certain order. So, for instance, if you're working on feature A, it might be dependent on feature B, C, and D. So, for instance, at this moment, we have a very important feature called GCC transfer ready, but we are not able to push it out before we have a couple of other features which we are currently working on ready. So sometimes when people ask me, when are we going to come out with this? The best I can say is that we are working on it, or that it will be released within the first quarter. So therefore, we have decided that we are going to each quarter to announce the things that we are really working on. We are going to be talking about things that are almost there, but we're also going to be talking about things that might take a month, or in the worst case 2, before we push them out. But we are really making a lot of changes at the moment, and some of you have already seen that. We have received a lot of questions about the new things that we have been implementing. So one of the major things that I'm doing right now, and I think it's very important thing to improve, was the payout systems. Now we are basically renewing the whole system. That means that we started by automating the payouts, first the wire transfers. That was the first thing we did. Then we introduced so that people could put in their wallet information. So we are introducing the Bitcoin wallet payouts. In fact, as of today, you are able to ask your payouts to your Bitcoin wallet. There are a couple of things that need to be taken into consideration. That is, if you're asking for a payout, then we are bound by the laws of the European governments and the European Union, in fact, and also local laws, which means that we do need to get your KYC filled in. So please remember, this is very important matter, and it is actually not really dependent on me. So we are improving everything for you. We are making sure that within the next month, you will not have to think about how much money you can ask for the payout. If you have been growing your network really a lot, you will be able to take out a lot of money. In fact, we will not limit the amount of money that you have been making from your sponsor bonuses, binary bonuses, or from your matching bonuses, and you're welcome to take out all those things. So the only limitations will remain from the Bitcoin sales. Bitcoin sales from our GCC currency sales, and those will be limited for 500 euros per person per week. But actually, in fact, in a few weeks, as I said, you will not have to worry about calculating all those things for you by yourself anymore. We will do that for you. And once you will go into the payout system, it will show you automatically how much you are able to take out that week. So we are really trying to improve it and make it more transparent for you. We are also making sure that when there are any payments in the system, our emails are now going out again, so you will get confirmations, and you will know that your money has actually received your money. We will, of course, work on the GCC transfer itself. As I said, it's already coded. We have a couple of more things that we need to release before we do this, so just bear with us. It will be there very shortly. We have also been requested that it should be more easy to look at your bonus information, and this will also be available within the first quarter. So you will be able to, in a much easier way, to access your information about your PVs, about your sponsor bonuses, about your matching bonuses, binary bonuses, and so on. And also to calculate how many people you have in your downline when they were joining. And all information which is very important for growing your business. We will also be announcing extra coin packages which will be available for people that have already bought our membership. So they will be able to now go and buy extra set of GCC currency, and we will be announcing these within the first quarter. So I will not be able to tell you the exact specifics yet, but it is coming soon. Because we have been spreading all around the world, we have realized, of course, that it is very important to be international, and therefore started and completed a lot of the translations. Currently, we have everything already online, both in Arabic and Polish on our website. We are just about to push the Russian, Hindi, and the Urdu versions of our website. So within the next few weeks, they should be available. This includes all our presentation material as well. We're also working on various European languages. And of course, as more people join from different parts of the world, then we will be always looking into getting those translations done as soon as possible. The next thing that I want to talk about is what Yen already mentioned. There is going to be something new and great, and this is called GCC Town. We decided to call it the GCC Town because this is going to be a place where the GCC affiliates come and they will communicate, and this will also be the place where they can attract more customers into their businesses. As a first product for the GCC Town, we are going to announce the landing pages that Yen already mentioned shortly. And we are also going to introduce an autoresponder. And this is going to be available shortly. So I'm hoping that not so long time from now on, I can make the happy announcement that everything is in place and the GCC Town is open for its first inhabitants. Of course, because we are a company which wants to do merchandising, we have, as you previously know, we have had some merchandise out there. One of the most famous ones are the roll-ups, which one of them is behind me, and the other one is, of course, the GCC t-shirts. Now, we will be opening a shop very shortly where you will be able to buy all the GCC merchandise. Let it be then t-shirts, let it be pens, whatever it is that we currently are putting out there for our marketers to give away or sell as merchandise for the GCC. But this will also be the place where you will be able to buy our virtual products. So we are really looking forward to having this piece of work completed. As we started the company calls, we have added now a little page on our website. This is called GCC Company Calls. You find it on the menu of My Office. And this is a very important place because always every week you will find there a link for the next week's webinar. So you will be just able to click on it even just after the previous webinar, and you should be able to already join the next day for the webinar, which is 1 week away. So you won't forget it, and you can mark it in your calendars. And also, this is a place where you will find the links to our recordings of the webinars. So every single company call, both the official company part and then the part for the affiliates with the questions and answers afterwards, will be recorded and will be put on YouTube, and you will find the links to these recordings and on our YouTube channel on this page. Also, I'm happy to announce that our GCC Academy is going to be back online as of tomorrow by the end of the business day here in Europe. We have been doing some improvements for this. We have been looking for new material, and we wanted to make sure to change the structure a little bit. So within the next few weeks, you will be able to find exams on this website. and you will be able to certify yourself so that you can become a certified affiliate. You will have to go through a series of courses. It's not going to be easy, but the idea is that once you have gone through this education, you will understand exactly what cryptocurrency is and how it will work, and you also understand what makes GCC coin different from other cryptocurrencies. Last thing that I want to talk about in the technical segment is actually, we call it the feature of the week. And the feature of this week is really going to be all about mining pools. Now, when we first came with the mining pools, we wanted to make it as flexible as possible, but we realized that it was actually quite difficult for people to understand everything in our offering for the mining pool. So in the end, we made the decision together with our master distributor, our marketing manager, and our CEO that we will make it as easy as possible, because in the end, you will have to be able to sell this product out there. So we want to make your job easy, and we wanted to make something great and extremely attractive. So we're offering you a couple of possibilities. Of course, if you don't want to make any long-term commitment, or if you just want to test it out, you are welcome to have a 1-month mining pool. And what happens is that you basically will just accumulate PVs, 7 PVs per week, and you will get 7 euros worth of GCC coins for 0.1 euros in the end of that week. So on Sunday night, when we are running actually the pay circle, we will also be calculating the PVs and the GCCs for your account. Now, they will be escrowed as a default for 3 months, but if you want to, you can escrow them, of course, further. You can escrow them until the release. You also have the great possibility now to buy a special package called GCC Club until release. If you buy this package, you have 2 options. One is that you will prepay everything, and the other option is that you will pay monthly. The great thing about prepaying things is that you will actually get the double amount of coins in the end. So you will get not only the coins that you talked about, but you will get also actually, in fact, 2 times the amount of coins. For the monthly edition, the idea is that for those people who want to be able to pay monthly from the money that they are earning from building up their network, they will be able to do so as well. So we have basically made it as simple as we can do it. What's also now new is that once you are joining up for a membership, you can at the same time choose to pay a mining pool or the GCC Club. So you can select, once you are downloading an invoice, you can select that I also want to have the GCC Club feature. If you do that, it will be added to the same invoice, and everything will be payable in one transaction, one easy transaction. I think that will conclude my technical segment of today, and I will be, of course, very interested in all the questions that you have and all the feedback you have, and we will be looking more into those things, and we'll be talking about them next week. Next thing I'm going to be talking about is my part of the Green CTO. Now, I have to tell you a little story. When our CEO came to see me actually in Germany 8 months ago, it was a springtime, and I've actually known Jan since he was 17 years old, but we didn't have a long time, we didn't have any contact. We knew each other when we were studying, and we had a strong mutual respect for each other, and suddenly out of the blue we met again. And he was starting to tell me about this great exciting concept of the GCC coin. And I was really completely lost and baffled, and it took him 4 days, in fact, to convince me of the concept. But what really sold me the concept was what he said about nature, because this is really what I'm all about. I really do care very, very, very deeply about nature. And we were sitting there, I remember it was evening, we were discussing about me joining GCC as a full-time CTO. And then in the end, Jan asked me, okay, tell me, what do you need? What do you want that I can convince you to join us? And I told him, you will have to promise me that I get to save the turtles. And Jan was laughing at me, and we, for the first time, we raised our glasses and we cheered for the turtles. And it has become a bit of a joke in the company that turtles are really the reason why I have joined the GCC and why I am still working here after all these chaotic first months on getting everything started. And people are actually always saying to me, oh, buy the turtles, for the turtles, to the turtles. And they are joking about it. So it's a bit of a standing joke in our company. But on the other hand, if you think about the turtles, if you think about their suffering, if you think about the fact that they are about to go extinct and they have been here 100 million years, they represent to me much more than just an extinct animal. In fact, they are representing me the horror of the pollution that we are throwing into our oceans and the way that we are destroying our natural habitat and our environment. And therefore, it has become to me as a symbol of the pollution of our oceans, and we have committed ourselves in helping out with the cleaning of the oceans. So therefore, this is how we are going to save the turtles. Of course, on top of this, we are going to be participating into some other projects because we really are a green CO2 neutral currency. And this means that this 0.024% that goes from each transaction to the nature funds, yes, some of it will go for cleaning the oceans and some of it will go for the endangered animals. However, we are really also worried about the CO2 emissions in this world. And we are going to be fighting against these CO2 emissions in certain ways which might seem sometimes maybe a little controversial. For instance, let's take the wildfires in Borneo, which are at the moment causing a huge problem, the havoc which is happening, the poisonous CO2 which they are emitting into the air because the greedy palm oil companies are setting on purpose rainforest and peatland on fire so that they can clear the land and they can plant palm trees, which they will then cut down after they reach maturity in order to make palm oil. And the government does nothing because, first of all, it's very hard to prove who instigated these fires, and the second of all, of course, it helps the economy in areas where there is not a lot of employment and where people are very poor. And therefore, we have decided that we are going to be, our first CO2 project is going to be deploying some drones together with Greenpeace over these wildfire areas in Borneo, where we will be able to find the people who are actually setting these fires. We are going to be able to film them, and we are going to be able to help prosecuting these people and putting these companies in some sort of having them to take the responsibility for what they are doing. At the same time, we are of course very worried about the orangutans, because this is one of the species that is very close to humans. So these are very intelligent animals. These are extremely social. These are extremely gentle beings. And the wildfires are actually destroying their habitat. So what happens is that these orangutans, they are forced to flee. They are forced to flee from the poisonous air, and they are forced to flee from the fire. And they are fleeing into the villages nearby, and that has consequences. The farmers are angry at them because they are destroying and eating the crops. So the farmers are killing them, or at least basically hunting them away. And the villagers, they are also very scared of them. So most of the time the orangutans are killed and sold for their meat, or the meat is eaten. And this is of course very sad for a species that's already threatened by the diminishing of their habitat. So we are going to commit some of the funds into helping out these orangutans so that they can be rescued from these areas, and they can be taken into a reservoir which has been specially set up for them in a place where the wildfires have not been able to reach. And we are going to also work with an organization that is actually helping to deploy local people in order to find these trapped animals and also care about them, and make sure that we educate the villagers in these places. So this is our two really first CO2 projects that we're going to be working on. And I'm hoping that in a few months I will be able to announce you more details and how these projects are going on. And of course we will be looking into other sort of projects as well in these same areas. I think this is all for me. I'm pretty sure that Sven and Kel will be in fact very eager to take over the microphone. So I am going to end my part here, and I am going to hand the word to them. And thank you very much, and I will see you all next week.
Thank you much to Mira and to Jan. And I will need a 3 minutes break. Don't go away. In 3 minutes, I need to make some adjustments so that I can get Kel in as an organizer. In 3 minutes, I will be back.